So the hierarchy that I've got over here is a way for the computer to figure out what gets processed when. And as a really simple example, I've got this IK controls group that's got my 4 IK controls. And right now they are separate from the structure of the root group, which means that every time I move the root group, the IK controls stay in place, which means that the IK handles stay in place. I kind of like that. I think it's neat. You may disagree. If you do, what you can do is you can open up your root controls and you can say this left wrist and this right wrist, they should become children of the shoulders control. What that means is that when I take the root group, the shoulders will stay in place. They won't flip around all funny. That is purely done to taste. You can do that any way you like. If you prefer the arms to stick with the shoulders, you can stick them there. I don't know. Anatomy is fun. So that's the first thing that I will say, that all of these things will respond differently depending on what their place in the hierarchy is. The other thing that I'll say is that some people, not everyone, but some people, think that the skeleton group should contain the IK handles. There are lots of reasons to say that that's good and lots of reasons to say that that's bad. In this case, I am going to put them together because I just want to simplify things as we go into placement. So I'm going to have one group for the skeleton, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my IK controls and the root control separate, but I'm going to group these top nodes together so that I have one group that is the controls group. And if I open that up, there are my IK controls. And there is my root, which contains all of the spine controls. So now I've got a really simple hierarchy. I've got my skeleton, my geometry, and my controls. And again, I always want to simplify things, so I'm going to make sure that the skeleton group is on the skeleton layer. That means I no longer need this IK handle layer. I'm going to delete it, but I'm going to take the controls and stick the controls group on its own layer. Let's call this one my controls layer. Good. So now I am in a really good place to make my placement control. So I will give you a couple of minutes to just mess around with your hierarchy, see if you like it moving this way or if you like it moving a different way. When you're done, you should have a skeleton group, a controls group, and a geometry group, just like me. Okay, take that time and then come join me in the next video.